Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon 111, and welcome back to Void Stranger. Since last time, I went and revisited all the levels with the nonogram Picross solutions or whatever, and I had already grabbed all of the memory crystals from those, which means I'm still 2 memory crystals short. And so I did go ahead and put out a call for a hint from a friend of mine to try to figure out where the other 2 memory crystals were. But it's also the case that while I was exploring, I had another idea with this, which is every time we had a brand that couldn't be used on the enter your brand beginning of the game thing, it meant it was something we could make here. And it just so happens that the system erasure one that we saw at the end of the end credits is 18 blocks, which is how many blocks I have here. So let me rearrange it and make that. So I believe this is the brand that System Erasure had in the end credits. And when I make my own brand, nothing appears, but still something special happens when I fall in. So what about with this? We do go somewhere. There's a person and a sparkly. Okay. Do I know who this person is? I don't think so. Welcome! I don't think we've met before. I don't think we've met before either. Since you're here, I take it that you already know what's up. I do not, actually. I tend to have no clue what's up in this game. Why don't you enlighten me, nice person? But in case you happen to enter this place by accident before finishing the game... Oh, okay. So I've quote-unquote finished the game, yeah. There's no such thing as finishing this game, as far as I can tell. Please use the stairs on the right to exit. Consider this your final and only warning. Oh, there's a different exit. Oh, that's what the sparklies are. Okay. Okay. All good? Great. In this fantasy zone, you'll find all kinds of stuff that didn't end up in the final game for one reason or another. Oh my gosh, there's bonus content? This crazy game. Including me. So you're like another character or something? Most of it's either incomplete or broken in some way, so things might get a bit messy. Still, I hope you'll find something that piques your interest. Okay. Dots. That's all we get. I could probably see a front-facing sprite. I guess I already saw a front-facing sprite when we walked in. Stop that! And then she looks happy again. There's kind of like interesting geometry in this room or whatever, which might suggest like a Picross puzzle or something, but no. Okay. Can I get a back-facing sprite this way? No, she turns to front-facing with that. Okay. Well. And if I exit here, where am I going to come out if I exit here? Let's find out. Basement 2. Alright, that's an... feels like an unusual place for me to pop out. And of course it keeps the music for no good reason. Probably one screen later it'll fix it? No, I've just got the, like, Happy Village music now. Okay. Well, that was a thing. It did not help me toward my goal. Okay, well now I'm even more confused because the person I asked for hints got back with me, and the hint for this, or for one of the 2 crystals, really sounds like it's in this room? And, I mean, there's sparklies here. If I, like, try to put a block there and pick it up. Like, I just presume that's a hole I'm supposed to fall in. I'm not void, which means I ought to be able to pick up crystals if they're here. Is it a secret crystal? Did I not get a Picross somewhere that's supposed to hint which one of these tiles has a secret underneath that I need to pick up? I will try picking them all up. Alright, I tried picking up every block in this room, and None of them have secret tiles. So maybe the secret's in there? I'm gonna get back with my friend who's giving me the hint and see if I have misunderstood what they have written to me. In any case, they also gave me a hint about another crystal, so let me take a look at that. Alright, well, I'm glad to be asking for hints because apparently this one involves a obscure interaction between Gray and Gore. And I know it was very late that I visited Gore without the sword and actually used the Void Rod in front of Gore, which caused Gore to give the hint about getting the sword. Which, by the way, I've been meaning to talk about exactly what Gore said. Let me pull up that text. Gore had like a riddle that says, "Where nothingness engraves the brand of Lord," which is draw a 6x6 brand. "Where the path to damnation rests within you." The path to damnation are the exit stairs, I just realized. And so that's what the path to damnation is that I previously had not been able to interpret in Gore's text. Place your faith and embrace the void means basically jump into the hole. And so I'd gotten 2/3 of it, kind of like understanding it, but the path to damnation apparently is the unofficial name for the exit stairs in this game. But yeah, in any case, that only happens if you reach Gore without having the sword and using the Void Rod in front of Gore. And so I'm thinking there might be other interactions I can only see if I don't have the sword. And so, oh, this is not going to do what I want. This is just going to only a simple memory remains, but I still have all my inventory, don't I? So I think I need to start a new character. Except, do I start with the Void Rod again? I don't, right? Let's go ahead and skip the opening cutscene. I have done that interaction like a surprisingly few times, it feels like. Yeah, I don't have the Void Rod, but I do have my 3 memory, wings, and sword after having done that. And actually, while I'm Gray, there's actually one more thing I want to try as well that involves me being Void. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to fly off into the Void, and I'm going to continue, and I'm going to go try my thing, and then we'll start a new character. Except for in order to start a new character, I could kill myself using the trick we did the other day where you die like 5 times in a row very quickly. So yeah, I could do that. Man, tracking down all the last bits that I want to track down may still take some time. I'm only noticing it now that it's been pointed out to me. But I was feeling like the music didn't seem right, and it's because I'm Void. I think it like changes like the pitch or the tune of the music slightly, or the tempo or something. I heard someone else say that on a different stream that I was watching, and I'd never really noticed it myself, but I don't play Void very often, and now that I'm actually being Void again, I'm actually noticing it. In any case, the thing that I wanted to be Void in order to experiment with is that there is a strange creature that I once saw on Basement 20, but it was before I had Void memory, and so I would not have been able to talk and interact with it, and I've never been able to get that creature to appear again. And I don't know the conditions under which it appeared, but the time that I saw it was when I was Void as Gray, went past Basement 225, heard the song lyrics, reset under the Sif statue, and then went back to Basement 20, and so that's what I intend to do again. And in order to do it more quickly, I'm going to create Sif's brand here, which will bring me directly to 225, basically, after I go underneath 223. With just the normal Void Rod, that was a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be, but I have done it. Oh, and it occurs to me, this gives me a chance to test something I've been meaning to test anyway, which is I want to try to make as much progress as I can during the song lyrics and see if there's anywhere you can go. So I'm just going to move quickly and try to solve these puzzles to the best of my abilities and just see if you can actually get anywhere in here before the lyrics like kick you out. So Let's just go, go, go. Ooh, this one's tough. I need him to stay there. I need to kill everyone here. Okay. I need to get guys onto buttons because I'm on a thingy. There we go. Can I just get to the exit? No, this guy's gonna kill me if I just do that. Okay, I can go this way. I don't want to step on that, I don't think. And that's in front of a Sif thingy, which I don't want, so I want to do this. That's also in front of a Sif thingy. Oh, but there's a rock here. What happens if I just fall? Probably just respawn. So there's no way to even, like, get to that. Right? Yeah, so I think this is as far as you can go. And then the music just starts kicking you out because it just starts teleporting you weird random places where you can't do anything interesting. Okay. Well, at least now I've experimented with that, so I can cross that out. Oh, there's this puzzle again. Hold on. Here's this puzzle differently. Can I pick up this and drop it off and... I didn't get a chance to step in it. Maybe I could do it here? I didn't realize that it was a wider gap. And now I'm somewhere else again. Okay. I don't think that these are meaningful, but I've always been curious. Okay, I'm going to let this play out. I'm going to stand in front of the Sif statue, only simple memory remains, and I'm going to go back to basement 20 and see if the strange creature reappears. And I don't remember the first time we saw this, if I was looking carefully for like a QR code or something in one of these. I don't think I've seen one. But I wouldn't put it past the developers to hide something in there. This is actually a very long song to sit through. But we finally sat through all of it. And this one, if I rest at it, it just says, like, you try to sleep and sleep and dreams never find you or something. I remember that. And here's where I can actually do the thing. Okay, so I will meet you at basement 20 and see if perhaps there's a simple creature or strange creature there. No strange creature, but I just had one other thought of what it might be, and so I'm going to try one more thing. So the thought I had was, what if it's pacifism that causes the strange creatures to appear? I only saw the strange creature back in... it was probably like episode 14 or 15, and that would have been before I'd ever had the sword, for example. And so maybe you can't kill any creatures, and that's what causes a strange creature to appear. So usually when I'm going through, I think it's like 2 rooms from now, I just start killing creatures with the sword in order to make things quicker. But if I actually had to solve the rooms, like you normally do them... So right here, rather than kill this guy, which is what I've been doing, if I do this, yeah, I can get around you, great. What if I walk around him? And similarly, this guy, I'm gonna walk around, and I can just fly right past you. I don't kill anyone here in my normal route. This guy is especially a pain in the neck, but it's fine. Can walk around him, and then get past this guy. This guy is very easy to kill also, and I don't remember if I had killed him before, but I'm gonna especially not kill him. And then similarly you, I could just borrow the tile behind you. So any chance that this causes a strange creature to appear? It does not. Rats. Okay, I think I'm going to ask for a hint about how to get this strange creature back as well, because I don't think I've called it out, but I've tried a few other things to try to make the strange creature reappear here, and I don't know what causes it. And I want to talk to him and find out what he has to say. So Yeah, I guess we're at that point of the Let's Play where I'm going to start asking for hints. I do still have some more things on my list that I think I'll be able to find on my own, but some of them I have really exhausted my ideas, so I guess I will see when I see you. Well, deja vu. I'm glad that I'm asking. I would have eventually done this, but it would have been one of the last things I tried because, like, the final warning here sounded ominous. But this is a place that you can come back from. Do you change the music if I talk to you again? Oh, it's you. Yeah. Consider this your final and only warning. Sounds like something you can't come back from, but I guess it's just like spoilers of seeing ending stuff after you haven't seen the end, possibly. Because apparently I can come back from here, and so this is where I'm supposed to go, and there is a crystal in here. So, I guess we're exploring this. Alright. Look at this crazy art. Gray holding the sword. Or I guess holding the rod. Lots of different scenes. Gray dressed up. Okay, a different version of the date Gray, perhaps. And so I guess all of these are just like bits of art that didn't make it into the main game, and now it's repeating. Okay. Here we have some unused illustrations of Gray. Although these didn't turn out so great, drawing her was always fun. Now that I think about it, the creation of Gray set the whole project in motion. She was drawn first, even before there were any concrete game mechanics or story set in stone. Oh, wow! Interesting. Talk about putting the cart before the horse! But then again, inspiration can often strike when you least expect it. As a character, Gray reminds me of Moomin Mama from Moomins and Galley from Gundam. Looking back, there are certainly things in her design I'd like to improve, especially now that I know how the story ends. Regardless, I'm content that I was able to see how her character evolved throughout the game. Hopefully she manages to stand out in your mind as well. Okay, neat. And yeah, I would never have guessed that they, like, drew the art before they had any of the ideas for the game. And then you just say the same thing again. Alright. And if I push you... Stop that! Alright, I had to know. Okay, neat. Let's move on and see what else we find. Oh, wow. So... Yikes. Hideous things with holes in them. Obviously the Void Lord statues almost all had holes in them. B, for example, was like all bent over backwards and had a hole like in her stomach and in her mouth. Which makes sense since she's the gluttony one or whatever. Like eating. But yeah, some of these are hideous and awful. Yeah, I think I prefer the ones we have seen. Okay, so let's go talk. These were supposed to be background designs to fill out the negative space in puzzle rooms. Oh, my. I'm glad they were not used. But once placed, something about them felt off. Like the whole mood had shifted drastically. Thus they were scrapped. Okay, good choice, developers. Okay, I'm not going to bother multiple interactions with you, because it seems like you'll just say the same thing over and over. Oh my goodness! So my friend Alex is playing a game called Link's Awakening from the Zelda series that I had seen little of before. One of the characters is named Marin and always sings a song, and for whatever reason the character on the right here looks like they're singing a song and reminded me of that. However, given that Four Eyes is here and this is kind of a castle-y turreted looking kind of area, I imagine that might have been like some king character, like maybe that's the king or something, but then instead they decided to never show the king. Let's see. This is a very early sketch to get myself accustomed to this new pixel art style. Those characters look kind of familiar. Since I had to learn some new skills for this project, I decided early on to dial down the graphical fidelity in order to keep the workload manageable. Fitting in any proved to be surprisingly tough. Any graphical fidelity? Like, even in the final game, the small character sprites tend to look a bit too busy for their own good. I thought they were pretty good. That's why the dialogue portraits are much bigger. Once you properly see how a character is supposed to look, your mind fills in the rest. Yeah, that could be some of it too. Although it's a while before you first see Gray, and so you're just like looking at this sprite the whole time. And yeah, I was watching a stream or whatever where someone thought that this was a little boy character when they just saw this person walking around, which I could totally see. Four Eyes is still very good, and there was something else I was going to say now, and I've already forgotten what it is. Perhaps it will come back to me later. Oh, I know what it was. The person we are talking to... So there are two game developers for this game. On Zero Ranger, one of them was the developer who actually wrote the code. And on Void Stranger, they swapped it. And so it was this person's first time actually like coding the game, which I thought was pretty impressive or whatever. But yeah, like two guys, yeah, we've been over it or whatever, like made all the art and the music and the game and the design, and it's pretty amazing. Okay, so there's various creatures over there on the right. Oh, I'm gonna get to interact with this creature and actually have some mechanics. Let's talk to the person first, though. I see it just moving around, though. Oh, I see what it does. It makes right turns when it hits walls. Okay. Most of these enemy concepts didn't get very far. Their designs are rather conventional, don't you think? Definitely that one who walks and turns is something I've seen in another grid-based puzzler. Only the spider head was actually coded, but its complicated behavior didn't sit well with other enemies. You can try to play with it, but I can't promise it won't crash the game. Speaking of enemies, there are 8 regular enemies in the final game. 1 for each Void Lord. Each one acts as an agent to one of the Void Lords. Okay, so like the leeches are use and... well, I don't feel like trying to think them all through right now. Can you guess which of them go together? I think probably yes, but I don't have a list of them in my notes right now. I just talked to you the second time, and now I have to go through all of this behavior. And since they say it might crash the game, I'm not actually going to go around and play with the spider guy over there. But I get the idea. Alright. I don't know how much of this is I don't know how much of this there is going to be. Perhaps this will be the rest of this video. Who knows? Wow! So that's like a short-haired Lily. She's got larger breasts and she's got like pigtails or something. No, she's listening to headphones, I guess is what we're looking at here. Alright. I'm sure you know the mood. Sitting on a bus or a train, looking out the window, just thinking stuff. It's funny. Lily didn't exist until the development of this game's first half was already finished. Okay, I can totally imagine that. Well, actually, I thought the whole game was almost finished at that point. Yeah, I can imagine that as well. But then my wife told me there was no way she was going to test the harder puzzles if there wasn't any new story content. Oh, so on a lot of streams, I've heard people refer to Lily's campaign as hard mode. And, I mean, it was harder. Like, right from the outset, like, you have, like, some of the hard enemies and pressure plates and all kinds of things, like, in the very first few puzzles. And so it was much harder, but it didn't even occur to me to, like, call it hard mode or whatever, and then, like, everybody seems to refer to it as hard mode. And I guess, like, a number of games have hard modes, and I haven't played that many games that have, like, hard mode difficulty settings or whatever to kind of, like, make that comparison myself. So, yeah, I can only imagine, like, if there weren't more story content to go with hard mode. To say the game's scope ballooned from there would be an understatement. Understood. And here I was hoping this project would be a quick one. Still, Lily ended up being my favorite character, so it evens things out. Alright. Yeah, I think she looks a little bit different in that sketch than I imagine her. But another cool sketch. Neat. Yeah, her hair, like, is too round in the back. Yeah. Because she's got more of a crazy Sonya haircut throughout most of the rest of the game. I think, like, I can't tell how much time passed between... Because it also does seem like her face is just kind of, like, more matured or whatever by the ending of the game. I couldn't decide if it had been, like, weeks or months or years between when Gray kicked her out and when she goes back afterwards. And I don't know that there's any, like, strong clues in the game. Here's the memory crystal that I've been looking for. And there's the sun eclipse eyeball thing that I still don't have an explanation for, and I can't remember if I've spoken aloud, and I keep meaning to. Like, eclipses feature prominently in the game in a number of spots, and there are 28 brains for each Void Ward. After the 28th is when you reach the tree, and then it begins the next section, and 28 is the number of days in a lunar month, which suggests an eclipse. And also, Lilith was a name that astronomers in the late 1800s gave to what they thought might be a second Earth moon. I can't remember if I've said all of those things before or whatever, but, like, I still feel like there's more eclipsey stuff going on that I haven't, like, all teased apart, but I wanted to just go ahead and mention it here since I'm witnessing one. But there is a memory crystal, finally. Can I talk to this eclipsey thing? Question mark? I can just fly over it. Okay. So it's just kind of like, here is something to witness. That's fine. So I believe that brings me to 127 out of 128 memory crystals now. And I do cash it out. Oh, and that's it. Okay, that was actually shorter than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so just to triple verify memories, I have 127 out of 128, so there is one more remaining, and the hint I have gotten from a friend is that it is an interaction with Gore that I have not tried. And I'm pretty sure in order to get any new interactions with Gore, I would have to reset. So let me do that. It's been a while, but I wish to give up. Was that all it took for you to give up? Yup, that's all it took. Sorry, Lev. Someone else will have to disarm Dis for you. It's also really awesome, by the way, that effectively what we're looking at here on the startup screen is Ad's consciousness stored in a memory crystal. And then the bat that we just saw, like, was one of the first, I guess the first other character I interacted with. Because I immediately fell in the hole just to test what happens when you die. And, like, it's Ad and Lev, and they're the most important final characters for, like, the final fight of the game or whatever. I mean, I guess it's also kind of, like, standard story structure or whatever. For right at the beginning, like, you see the most important thing, but you have no context to realize that it's the most important thing. But I still appreciate it and just wanted to call it out. I don't want to change my settings. And so I think, in order to ensure that I can see the most ad content, or the most Gore content that I can, I should start with no brands and just start going through the game. I might want Void Memory, though. I'll have to make some decisions, but I'll do it in my own time and edit things appropriately, so you don't have to watch me walking around. Oh. So, on this run, I started out without the sword. I talked to Gore. She gave me the instructions about using the brands and that I should try to locate Ad's treasure, the Void Blade. I went from 157. I made the brand of Tan that's seen on the mural back in 113 and, like, happens on 137. I killed Tan. I got the sword. I then teleported from 140 back to 100. No, from I don't remember, from something back to 100. And then advanced back through these floors. Right, because I was out of locust idols, and I wanted to get the 40 locust idols. And I came back here, and Gore's not here. I've never seen this before. So I guess... Did I never do that in one run? Like, I talked to Gore about getting the sword, and I've killed Gore with the sword, but I guess I never did both in one run, because I've never witnessed this. Okay, so B. Did you end up killing Gore? Hello! Are you by any chance looking for the fatty head? I was looking for Gore, if that's who you're speaking of. I just got rid of them. Oh, don't get me wrong. They aren't dead. They aren't dead. I couldn't kill that lazy donkey even if I tried. Besides, death would be way too kind for someone who freely tattles about our secrets. This is similar to what she said about Tail. Tattling. And so admittedly, Tail did have a long backstory about the Void Lords. And Gore also talks about the Void Rod and the Void Raven ad hiding treasures in secret passages. So maybe that's all that B is referring to? But then why is B interfering here? Yes. I know you've been snooping around in places you don't belong, mortal. Trust me, if it was up to me... Oh boy, you'd be dead beat by now. You may consider yourself lucky for now. But who knows? In the end, you might wish you were dead anyway. See ya! And then B teleports out of existence. Fascinating. And what is the rock gonna say this time? Is it still gonna say the big head finally got its wish, or is it gonna say something else? The big head is still alive. I can feel it. Do I have to go somewhere else to kill it? Although I'm sure they hope they weren't. I wonder if I go back to basement 000 or down into Gore's basement now. Would the Gore statue still be alive in 000, or would the basement seal still be intact? Sorry to say this, but I don't think you'll ever find them. They could be anywhere. It didn't say don't ask how I know. The big head is still alive, I can feel it, although I'm sure they hope they weren't. Sorry to say this, but I don't think you'll ever find them. They could be anywhere. What do I think is happening here? This was my hint in terms of finding the last secret crystal. So, I mean, the obvious places... The most obvious place to go is to Gore's basement. And that's on 137, I think. So I should get to the HUD and lose a couple of locusts and teleport back there, I think. So I guess I'll try to meet you all there. Oh, wait! There is a stink emanating on the next floor. He said, about to cut away from video, and glad he did not. I'm afraid you must go. Are you going to say anything different, Rock? Something reeks. Where is it coming from? Please do something about it. So, Lazy B just threw the big head down in a pit on the next floor? Is that what I'm to understand? Alright, let's go explore. And I wonder if there was always a secret here, or if it only is available now. Oh, wow. There's another stink. There's another nonogram Picross puzzle. Oh, boy. I'm going to place this here so I don't accidentally die. Strange carvings glow through the niche. Alright, well, I will be screenshotting this and figuring out where that is. It's got a lot of blank spots on the right. Well, I'll have to think about that. Okay, so presumably that's the last crystal. And then meanwhile, I wonder if there's anything special in the chest, and obviously there's more Rika down there. We have to kill Gore, I guess, if we wanted to do everything in one go. This is how we'd go kill Gore still, probably, is my guess. It's a locust idol. Alright, great. It's just a locust idol. If I check the chest again, it's empty. If I check this chest again, it's also empty. I can't kill the hands here. There is a exit stair here, but I'm more interested in following the smell. As disgusting as that is. I wonder if there was always a secret basement there. There is a Lev statue. I fell on top of the thing that clones me. So I can't use my whatchadoodle. Void Rod. But I can use my Void Blade. And so I killed all the bad guys. And my reward is just being trapped down here? I can't use my Void Rod because, oh no, there's 2 Lev statues. So I suppose I could continue downwards. There's new music. That just did that to me, though. I understand. It's telling me I want to fall in a hole here. Yes, that's where it reeks. In order to do so, I think actually if I move to the right here, I will fall. Like I die, but then I also fall. And yes, that does fall, so I don't have to turn off my wings. Okay, so presumably it's here where it reeks. And how many Lev statues are there? There are still only 2. So this time if I press up against my own shadow, I can fall in the hole without turning off my wings. And so it's just going to be like intersection kind of things or whatever, and so it's going to be here, I suppose. And the intersection is underneath the Sif statue or directly below me. Is it here? It is. Okay, great. I understand. So I will bang against my own whatchadoodle. And this time there's a snake and a maggot who are going to annihilate one another on this square, so that's got to be where it reeks. Alright, this is ridiculous, but kind of cool. This time, what do I think is going to happen here? If I make no interactions with the bad guys, which will be non-trivial, but I think I see a... it's pretty non-trivial, actually. I think I see a way to do it, though. Okay, they annihilated each other on that square, so that is my prime candidate. And that was the correct one. Great. Alright, eventually we gotta get to the bottom of this reeking pit. And so I need to just stay alive long enough without interfering to witness where the bad guys are going to interact with one another. And I see it. It's right there. Okay. This was an unexpected development. Unexpected more puzzles. I'm not sure that there's going to be any reward for me other than the reward of having fun playing a puzzle game, since I already got a Picross nonogram thing that's going to lead to the final crystal. But it'll be fun to talk to Gore and see what's down here as well. Okay, so at some point Snake is going to interact with Maggot. Actually, it's a leech, not a snake. And if I want to stay alive... Actually, if I want to stay alive, how do I do it? I can't go up. If I use my sword here, I'm gonna die because this guy's gonna kill me. If I go down, left, left, down, 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 then I'll be dead on the next move. So it feels like I'm already dead. It feels like I'm already dead on this one, so what did I fail to consider? Like, if I do that, I die. I'm starting on this tile. I could wait while I'm here. That's what it is. In fact, I can wait indefinitely while I'm here until I find out where I'm going. I'm trying to dance to the beat, just for fun. And you know what? It's fun. Good job, video game. Games are supposed to be fun. Kind of fell off the beat there. I'm not great with rhythm, as you may already know. There we go! Okay, so here is the spot. Great! Okay, that was actually quite fun. There is a pressure plate, which would only be nonsensical if it were going to hold down the exit. If I were to step on the pressure plate, which is kind of an obvious thing to do, two of the smiles would immediately kill themselves, and leaving one smile... I'm thinking the pressure plate itself might be the spot that it reeks. So I'll go ahead and kill them like that, and then since the other spot it might be is here, it was not there. Alright, and I can't use my thingy again because it'll kill me. Fortunately I had 38 more locusts. So sure. Suppose it's underneath here. It is underneath here. Okay, that was my biggest guess. Alright. There is a pressure plate in the upper left. And... I feel like if I were to stand on the pressure plate, would it kill anyone? No. I feel like the pressure plate is the most likely spot, so I'm just gonna head in that direction. Assuming such things are possible. They are reasonably possible. They're not as reasonably possible as I was hoping, actually. This is quite unreasonable, as a matter of fact. Okay, how do I video game? I have 37 locust idols still, so I'm not going to worry too hard about it. I suppose I could even pick up more shadow followers, although at grave danger to myself. What if I go this way? I can probably kill all of you this way, if I am clever. Am I clever? I'm clever. Look at me being clever. Okay, I'm gonna guess here. I was correct. Kind of a silly task. I'm guessing the pressure plate once again, and so like the whole challenge now is basically just getting there alive. And it is somewhat a challenge. So I can kill you thusly, I can kill you thusly, I can kill you thusly. Bottom dude will be far more challenging. And by far more challenging, I mean far more challenging. Actually, I don't see any way to deal with him yet. All I see is death. Nope, I see a way. I forgot that this blocks the line of sight, and so he doesn't come toward me in that moment. Which means I am able to step up here and kill him. And I can do a similar maneuver over here to kill this dude, and then I can safely get over here, and sure enough, that's where it reeks. Eventually, we will find a big head. But how long will that eventuality last? Only time will tell. So, the heads are gonna come for me. I presume it's still the button that I'm trying to get to. I need to... Ooh. Oh, I have a sword. I kind of forgot about my sword during all of this. And that's a valuable asset. That I just squandered. Okay, so let's play better. So I want to pause here for a moment so that I will be able to kill you with my sword. Oh, and I should have, like, paused on all of these in order to kill all of these guys, presumably. Can I still get to where I'm going even with that guy alive? I think yes. Because I think my sword is likely to save me here. If I go right and you go right, yeah. Sword saves me. And then I can pick up here where it reeks. And continue falling into the smelly pit of doom. What even is this? If I pick up the exit, I die, right? Because these guys move toward me. And I can't move in any direction, so it just wants me to exit. But since I have 36, I will just verify that, sure enough, that kills me. So the only legal move here is to go down to the exit. Hello! Oh my goodness! Baby! Watch your step. Is there another boss fight? I think there's another boss fight. There are no Lev statues, so I feel like you're going to fire at me, make holes in the ground, and I'm going to need to move the lightning tiles to somewhere that you're going to step on or something. This is just my completely uninformed guess. I see you below me. Oh. I hit you, and the lightning tiles went away, and now there's a time-traveling tile. Nope, they're just reappearing in random spots. And the floor is moving? The floor is shifting. We now have a side-scroller. Okay. I did not anticipate this. Can I hit you from here? I cannot. What if I pick up a... I'm still holding a tile. Oh, this is bad. I have no tempo moves. Can I walk into you? I can. Can I hit you while I'm walked into you? Maybe not. So I probably have to hit you from the side, but you're walk through a bowl, I think is what I have just witnessed there. No, I have to hit you with the staff. I understand now. So I need to replace my tile, and that's not easy to do. I need a tempo. And I still have wings, which means I can fly over here. And then put this back down. And then I have to remove a tile from underneath where your smile is or something. Yes. Okay. So I want to immediately replace the tile because I want to be able to pick up again in the not-too-distant future. And now things are going to become more difficult. And I can't just try to pick up these lightning tiles because I need to be able to pick up a tile to deal damage. Alright, I'm guessing you'll take 5 hits, and I've dealt 3 of them. But I could be wrong. Oh dear, now they're moving upwards. It took me a moment to parse what was actually happening on the screen. If I were to go down, it is safe, and then right will be safe. But now I want to move into the center to make sure I am not adjacent to one and can anticipate movement directions. They're moving down now. So now that I can see they're moving down, there's none in this column. So I'm going to hang out here until I have a... Oh, you moved away, you bad thingy. Okay, well, I'm still going to stay in this column and do that, and I can afford to do this. Okay. You do not appear for very long, which is not nice. Okay. How uncouth! But 2 can play that game. You'll never catch me now, baby! Okay. I don't like this. I feel very... Okay, it's moving from right to left. There is one in every row. I'm suddenly having a, like a flashback to another game or something. Oh, I just missed. Rats. Oh gosh, and I almost just killed myself. It's okay. if I go right and then left, I'll be able to put this back down and then be prepared to hit you on your next iteration. Oh gosh, I almost just walked into a thing again. You're just hanging out up here now. Oh, and once I got close, then you moved away. That was not nice. You saw what he did. He baited me. He totally baited me. Very rude. Okay, so this time I won't make the mistake of picking up if he's not there. Yeah, like, is there some other game that plays like this? And it just keeps disappearing. Like, is there a way I can sneak up? What if I were to... Okay, I have another idea. No? Okay. Went away again. That time I didn't get as close. This is safe. Alright, you keep disappearing. I have an idea. My idea is I'm going to send the hole over towards him from far away. So suppose I do this and wait. Yes. Okay. Oh, and his hitbox is larger than I expected. Alright. Well, this was... To say unexpected would be an understatement. But, I don't know, that's just how this game goes. And what am I looking at here? There are no Lev statues. I guess this is what remains of Gore? I guess this is what remains of Gore. If I try to talk to it... What is this? Is it watching you? Oh, and then I hit it with my sword. You struck it down without any hesitation. You wonder what made you do so. Alright. I presume if we'd gone and checked the seal, Gore would have still been alive, and now that I just struck that thing down, Gore would be dead, and now this will exit me back out of that madness? Yes. We are back in... Wait a minute. This is not a normal level. The exit stairs are somewhere different than I expect them to be. Or no, this is a normal level, isn't it? Okay, well, I have another nonogram puzzle to solve, so I guess we can look forward to that next time, because I think at this point I filled an episode unexpectedly. Yeah, and that should be my 128th crystal, and so we'll see if anything happens. That's a good cliffhanger to leave things on. Yeah, I love it. Okay, I'm going to say I hope as always that you all are having a great day, and I will see you again soon with more Void Stranger. For now, bye-bye.